Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my Q&A for my 1 year anniversary here on YouTube. I'm Jeff Mulkey, in case you didn't know that, and this is gonna be a Q&A session. Last week, I posted a video up here on YouTube that I asked for a bunch of questions. You guys asked a bunch of awesome questions. I'm looking forward to getting into those right now. Let's go ahead and get things started. Actually, I'm gonna take a couple questions from a previous Q&A that I did, and I'm not sure who asked these because I did not put them in my notes. I think it came from a former coworker of mine, Robert. If that's the case, awesome. If it wasn't Robert, if it was somebody else, and I'm not giving you credit, I'm sorry. I just forgot to write down who asked me this. But let's go ahead and mystery person asks, who is one actor or actress you could meet? I would love to meet anybody from the Star Wars universe. Just to tell them and thank them for how much they've meant to me in my life. Ever since I was, little kid, 2, 3 years old, way back in the late 70s, early 80s, until now. I'd love to thank them for what they've meant to me and how much they've inspired me and everything like that. Also, an interesting choice would be Paul Dano. I really like him as an actor. I think he's phenomenal in almost everything that he does. He also did a great job as young Brian Wilson in the movie Love and Mercy that came out last year or 2 years ago. I'd love to meet him and just thank him for doing such a wonderful job with that portrayal of Brian Wilson. As far as actresses go, I wish that I could have met Carrie Fisher before she passed. She was my first celebrity crush. Also, Candace Cameron Bure, who played DJ Tanner on Full House. I've had a crush on her all the way since 1998, all the way till now. I think she's beautiful. I'd like to meet her. Natalie Portman and Daisy Ridley and Emma Watson. Just in terms of actresses that I have a crush on these days. And this person also asks, what are some of your hobbies outside of movies and YouTube? Outside of movies and YouTube, I really enjoy reading, mainly Star Wars novels and political thrillers. Vince Flynn was one of my favorite authors of all time, and it is such a shame that he died so young. But I'm happy that his legacy is continuing on. Kyle Mills is continuing to write New Adventures of Mitch Rapp, and actually there's a movie coming out later this fall, I think in September, maybe? American Assassin, which is based on one of Vince Flynn's books. Looks really good. I'm really excited to see that. I'm not completely into who they cast as Mitch Rapp. I'm forgetting the guy's name now, but I think he's from The Maze Runner and stuff like that. I'm not fully into him as an actor. That's not quite how I pictured Mitch Rapp to be, but the movie looks great regardless, and I'm excited to see that. I also like playing old school video games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, original Nintendo games, stuff like that. Like listening to music, mainly oldies from and I forgot to turn my phone off. Hold on. That's always cute, being interrupted and recording a video and your phone goes off. So let me just put that in Do Not Disturb mode. Anyway, where was I? I enjoy music, mainly oldies from 1955 to 73, the old original classic rock and roll stuff, especially Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys. I mean, anybody that knows me knows how much of a fan I am of them. Also, a lot of independent power pop artists and indie artists that you guys probably have no idea who they are, so I'm not even going to bother mentioning their names. If you are interested, let me know and I can reach out to you and introduce you to some of them. But yeah, that's pretty much me, I like movies, music, video games. I'm not too much of a video game person on modern consoles. I don't have a PS3, PS4, Xbox, anything like that. I'm big into the retro gaming. Matthew V. Haynes asks, what made you decide to do YouTube? Um, Kind of an interesting story. About a year ago, probably, well, yeah, over a year ago now, because this is my 1 year anniversary. So about 13, 14 months ago, I started a website, jeffitosmovieblog.com. Something that I've wanted to do for a long time, where I just do movie reviews and movie news and stuff like that. And I did that for about a month or so, and a friend kept on pestering me, hey, why don't you do YouTube? I'd like to see you on YouTube, do movie reviews on YouTube. And I was really hesitant to do that because I'm not comfortable in front of a camera. I hate the sound of my voice and was just really resistant to that fact, to wanting to do that. But 1 year ago today, I started doing YouTube and I fell in love with it. Yeah, so 1 year ago today, I started doing the YouTube thing, doing movie reviews here on YouTube and talking movie news and whatever, and I have had an absolute blast. I'm so glad that I just dove right in. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, and I still really don't know what I'm doing, but we're figuring things out here as we go. Yeah, that's how I got started. It's something that I wanted to do for a long time. I thought I was just going to continue with the website, which actually I haven't done a whole lot with in the years since I started doing YouTube here. Haven't done a whole lot with the website, but I am more comfortable as a writer and the written word, especially because I hate being in front of a camera and I hate the sound of my own voice. But YouTube gives me such a immediate and um, intimate connection with my fans, with you guys. When I'm looking into the camera, I just think that you guys are right here in my living room and we're just having fun talking movies, which is one of my favorite pastimes. So, yeah, I love being on YouTube, and here's to the first year and hopefully a whole lot more. Matthew V. Haynes also asks, who's your favorite Star Wars character and why? Wow, good question. I think I would have to say Luke Skywalker, from the original trilogy. As far as why, growing up, that's who I resonated a lot with. But in terms of who I have most action figures of and most memorabilia of, that would be R2-D2. And let's be honest, R2 really has a potty mouth because they had to censor and beep out everything that he says. Third question from Matthew V. Haynes. What are your top 3 personal favorite movies of all time and why? Obviously the Star Wars trilogy, the original Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Those movies have played such an integral part of my life. You know, from being very little all the way up till now. Always going to Toys R Us and getting new action figures, throwing a temper tantrum if I didn't get action figures. It's Star Wars means so much to me that I cannot even imagine my life without it. Second movie, probably my favorite comedy would be American Pie. I think I've told the story before here on my channel, but when I would be working out of the Madison office at my previous job, I would stay over with my brother, and one of our things that we would do is order pizza, have a drink or two, and watch American Pie. To this day, I could probably recite along with the movie line for line because we watched it so many times. It's not necessarily a great movie, but it's a fun movie, and just all the memories that I have hanging out with Matt and watching that at his house. That's definitely a top movie of mine. And my third favorite movie would probably be Beauty and the Beast, the 1991 animated film. I had wanted to be, and actually, let me hold off on this because there's a question later on that kind of will explain why, and go further into that. But yeah, so this Star Wars, in answer to your question, Matthew, um, Star Wars trilogy, American Pie, and Beauty and the Beast. Cody Leach asks, "Who is your favorite Jedi Knight? And what is your favorite scene of the Clone Wars?" I see what he's doing there, making fun of me in Masters of Movie Trivia. Inside joke. But yeah, I'm gonna answer these questions anyway. Favorite Jedi Knight would be Obi-Wan Kenobi. I would. I really hope that they do an Obi-Wan solo film with Ewan McGregor coming back. There's rumors that it's gonna be happening. I really hope so. I would love to see him portray Obi-Wan one more time. Not in terms of the prequels or whatever, but here in the new canon, I'd love to see that. What is your favorite scene from the Clone Wars? If you're talking the movie, probably none of it. The movie is really not good, and that kind of explains why I forgot that it was released theatrically. If you've watched Masters of Movie Trivia Episode 1. In terms of the series, probably the Mortis arc was a 3 episode arc in season 4, I believe. Season 3 or 4. That would probably be my favorite part or favorite scene or favorite whatever of the Clone Wars. Cody goes on to ask, what is the hardest part of being a YouTuber, and what is your favorite part of being a YouTuber? The hardest part about being a YouTuber, all the technical difficulties. Especially in this first year, I've had so many technical difficulties with my camera, with my computers, and everything. Also, editing is a big problem. Not so much a problem, but it's difficult and time consuming. The hardest part is the amount of time that being a YouTuber takes. It's not as easy as just sitting down in front of the camera, hitting record, and just going. Especially if you want to be professional, or if you're somebody like me who tends to ramble on and forgets how to speak English. That can be a really challenging part. In terms of my favorite part of being a YouTuber is just talking movies and having a conversation with you guys, being able to, just meeting so many of you guys, the fans, Cody especially, Sean Chandler, Tyler Tompkins, Chris Durbin, Ryan O'Toole, all you guys, that I talk to daily in our group chat and on Facebook and whatever. Just talking movies and getting to know all you guys, having the great conversation, and just being part of the YouTube community, YouTube movie punditry community is definitely my favorite part. I love it, and I hope I can continue doing this for a long time. Tyler Tompkins asks, what are your top 5 favorite movies of all time? Well, I did 3 earlier in response to Matthew V. Haynes, so another 2. Back to the Future, and you're putting me on the spot. I probably should have read these questions before filming this. I'll say the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Just because those are movies that I can watch over and over again. They really hold up. If I'm sitting in the editing room and editing videos or whatever, have those movies on in the background. Star Wars, Beauty and the Beast, American Pie, Back to the Future trilogy, Lord of the Rings. Also Jurassic Park and a couple others, but yeah, I hate doing favorite movie lists like that because there's so many of them. Tyler also asks, what is the scariest movie that you've seen? I am not a big horror person. I don't really like scary movies. Horror is probably my least favorite genre of film. I haven't seen a whole lot. In terms of movies that have scared me, honestly, I'd have to go back to when I was really, really little and The Wizard of Oz and The Flying Monkeys. That really scared me, and yet it's one of my favorite movies of all time, but that did give me nightmares, and so because I'm not a big horror person and I haven't seen a whole lot of horror movies, I'm gonna say The Wizard of Oz. Cheap answer, but there you go. I am kind of interested in watching more horror movies and just having scaring the living crap out of me. So I'm gonna throw it back to you guys. And what is some of your favorite scary movies? What are some of the scariest movies that you guys have seen? Let me know in the comments down below. Ryan Davis asks, "Is there a Mrs. Jeffito?" No, there is not. I am horribly single. Been single most of my life. I would love to have a girlfriend and maybe get married someday. However, at this point in time, I'm content being single because I'm trying to get out of debt, working 40 hours a week or more at a minimum wage job. Things just aren't ready to be in a relationship right now. Until I get a better job, until I end up where I want to be, and until I'm in a better place in my life personally, I think it's best that I remain single. The next question comes from Bennett Barthoud, who says, "First off, big fan." Well, thank you. I don't know if I know you in real life or outside of YouTube or not, so thank you. I appreciate that. What is the story with you and film school? Okay, so I mentioned Beauty and the Beast earlier as one of my favorite movies of all time. In middle school and high school, I had wanted to be an animator for Disney. That was my dream. That is what I wanted to do. I've kind of mentioned this in the past as well. But that's really what I wanted to do. And then back in 1989, my family and I went to Walt Disney World. And at the Disney MGM Studios, they had that tour where you can watch the Disney animators do work and create the new animated movies. And I just fell in love with that. I really wanted to do that. That is what I wanted to do. And so I got a bunch of books on Disney animation and tried to do that. Then one day in high school, my art teacher put me aside and he's like, "Hey Jeff, you better reconsider this whole animation thing because you cannot draw." Yeah, my art teacher told me I cannot draw, which is true, but talk about shattering my dreams and breaking my heart. That was rough. Then sophomore year of high school, I became involved in the drama club and did a lot of behind-the-scenes stage work and being on stage crew, running the soundboard, running the light board. And so that kind of pushed me in the direction of, okay, I really enjoy doing this. Maybe instead of being animated films, let's try going into live action films. It is something that I had always had an interest in, and so I applied to a couple different schools and got accepted to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and their film school, and was there for 2 years. And God, this is a part of my life that I'm not happy about, not very proud of, but UWM's film school was very much into independent film and very art house, very avant-garde, and that's not really what interested me. I didn't feel like I fit in there, and also, as part of being at UWM, I had to take all the general education stuff, the math, the history, the science, all that stuff, and after 12 years of middle school and high school and whatever, I just didn't want to deal with that. And we're talking the mid-90s, 95, 96, 97, there was a brand new thing called the internet. And I spent just a little too much time online and, you know, having fun on the World Wide Web. And not enough time studying and going to class and whatever. And so after 2 years, they said, hey, we're going to have to end this. They basically kicked me out due to bad grades. And that is the story of film school for me. Again, it's not something that I'm proud of. It's a very dark period of my life. Not something that I like talking about. But you asked, and there it is. Alright, the next question. I'm not sure if this is a troll or if it's an actual fan. But Team Vacillate asks, when are you going to get a better camera? This looks like it was filmed off a PS2 EyeToy. Well, assuming that you are a fan and you aren't trolling me, I'm going to answer this question here. The short answer is I will upgrade my equipment when I can. As I alluded to, if you guys know, I am working full-time at a movie theater, making just a little bit more than minimum wage, so being able to invest money into better equipment and whatever is not happening anytime soon. Until I land a job either back in IT or going back to data entry or anything, until I get gainful employment again, I'm going to have to make do with what I have. With that being said, if you want to help me out, I put up a video earlier this morning how you can support Jeffito's movie blog. A couple ways that you can do that is you can click on the Amazon links in the description of all my videos. Head over to Amazon through my affiliate links. I get a small commission if you purchase anything. That would really help me out. Also, if you go to my PayPal account, paypal.me/Jeffito's movie blog, you can donate to me directly. And if you want to invest and put money towards a new camera for me, that would be awesome. I'm assuming that you were a troll. If you are an actual fan, I apologize. But the short answer is I will upgrade my equipment when I can. Probably not anytime soon. I'm trying to get out of debt, working minimum wage or close to minimum wage, and don't have any money to invest into the YouTube channel here at the moment. And another question that came in just an hour or two ago from Wheelchair Kitty, who asks, what gear do you use to record and edit? Links to all my gear are in the description of all my videos. I have a little section called My Gear with Amazon links to all the stuff that I use. But basically I use a Logitech C920 webcam, a Blue Yeti microphone, and I record that directly into an old laptop of mine. From there, I take that raw file into my MacBook Pro, or MacBook Air rather, put that into my MacBook Air, and I do all the editing in Adobe Premiere. So that's basically how I work. Alright guys, that's going to wrap things up for this Q&A. If you have any additional questions, leave those in the comments down below, and I will answer those next time. I'll probably do another Q&A once I hit 200 subscribers. I'm about 40 some away at this point. So hopefully here in the next month or two, I can cross 200 and do another Q&A. So yeah, I'm sorry, my brain is racing and thinking about other things. I've got my other video editing or processing on my MacBook over there. Kind of half paying attention here. I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you so much as always for watching. Until next time, I will see you guys at the movies. Bye-bye.